The fourth string is the most difficult string to hit for clawhammer banjo players. It's also our most powerful string. It's the lowest tone we can get on the instrument. And if you want to paint a full frequency picture with your banjo, you've got to get control of that fourth string. The other thing that the fourth string will lead you to is adjacent string gap mastery. And if you think about that, if you think about a technique like drop thumb, which depends on that adjacent string control, then you'll realize that mastering the fourth string is mastering the adjacent string gap, and that can lead you to striking hand excellence. Today I'm going to show you 3 ways to get at that fourth string on Banjo Quest. The first step towards fourth string mastery is the belief that the fourth string can and should sound as clear and full as any other string. When I was first starting, I didn't realize this. It sounds kind of basic, but I always thought that the fourth string was my hardest string and it was always going to lag behind in volume and tone from my other strings, and accuracy, of course. It wasn't until late in my playing where I figured out that the fourth string can sound clear and full just like any of the other strings. And listening for that fourth string, being aware of the problems inherent in hitting the fourth string reliably and accurately, can lead your hands towards a better fourth string sound. So if you're listening for it in your own playing, using your deep listening skills and tracking it with your ears can lead your hands to better technique. And if it's on your mind, if that fourth string improvement is on your mind, you will naturally get better at it. I'm here to tell you that the fourth string can and should sound clear and full, and you can do it if you're just focused on it and listening for it. The second way to master that fourth string is with follow through. Just like with the first string, we are aiming at a target beyond the string that we're trying to hit. So when I throw my hand down into the banjo to strike that first string, my nail goes through the first string to a target beyond. In the beginning, that target is the head. But as you improve and get better touch and control with your striking hand, you're going to want to avoid that tap-tappy sound that sort of is very prominent for most starting banjo players. You want to be able to control. Sure, that tapping can lend a really nice percussive element to your style, but you want to have that be a choice. You want to have that under your control. As you move to your inner strings, we have a problem. The next subsequent string impedes your progress to the head, and we discussed this in a video not too long ago. With this fourth string, you should be aiming at a target beyond, but the third open string will impede your progress. That's okay. You punch through that fourth string, throwing your hand into the instrument, and that third string will catch your energy and you'll depress it on the travel past that fourth string. What's really critical here is that you're throwing and not extracting too soon. I see this all the time where people will throw, especially on this fourth string, they'll throw their hand into the instrument and they'll extract on the upstroke immediately. Instead, you need to toss that hand into the pool of the banjo and let it sink in, powering through the fourth string and letting that third string bow under the weight of the pressure of your stroke and catch the stroke before the extraction. That's good follow through. So a lot of people I tell should almost feel like they're pausing a little bit on the throw. You're following through just like you would throw a ball. You wouldn't throw the ball and stop and pull back. You'd throw the ball and follow through with the throw. Same is true for your strike. You're punching through that fourth string to a target beyond, and that third string is catching the energy before extraction on the upstroke. The third way that you can improve your fourth string strike is with thumb and finger position. I'll see this a lot with players who are struggling to get those inner strings. They'll track their striking finger towards their thumb as they collapse into the adjacent string gap position. When I'm playing my adjacent string, my line stays far away, my striking line stays far away from my thumb. So instead of moving my striking finger to meet my thumb as I track to inner strings, I collapse to the adjacent gap position this way so that the line that my striking finger takes is here and my thumb stays here. If you're struggling with getting to that fourth string and making reliable, clear, accurate sounds on it, you may want to take a look at where your striking finger is ending up in relation to the thumb as you collapse to the adjacent string striking position. If you're moving towards your thumb, it could be causing problems. For my hands, I need to keep these lines separate. So I think of them as different tracks where I have a line here and I have a line here. And as I move to my inner strings, they're sort of independent. I keep them separate. I don't make them converge when I'm getting close to the adjacent string gap. So that's 3 ways that you can use to improve your fourth string technique. Remember, the fourth string should be as loud and easy to get to as any other string on the instrument. If you're struggling with the fourth string, it's an indicator that your technique needs improvement. And don't take that for granted. Attack the problem because it is solvable with simple exercises. Currently, we're working on Roustabout over on Patreon, and Roustabout is notorious as a fourth string intensive tune. We're doing lots of drills and different exercises that will perfect that fourth string and adjacent string gap technique. So if you want to learn more, if you want to improve your technique and get exercises to do so, come on over to Patreon. And I will see you next time on Banjo Quest.